Yes, folks, the vest is back on. And no, she doesn't know. She's downstairs or indoors. It's on, folks, because I'm serious now. I'm honouring somebody tonight. I'm honouring somebody. Let me just tell you a little about myself. Growing up, as being a kid, my first love was Manchester United. My parents didn't support us. My dad didn't really watch football at the time, although he was a big United fan. Now it's weird how but anyway, that's by the by. When everybody was Bobby Charlton, I was Georgie Best. My next love became racing. I took to it very, very, very young, younger than most anybody. More about that in a minute. I had Best, the rest had Charlton. I had the Hurricane, the rest had Steve Davis. I had Ovett, the rest had Coe. I had Phil Ford, the rest had a Fire. I had Phil Blake. The rest had the better Aussies. The Wally Lewises, the folks that actually play for Australia. I always liked either the underdog or the maverick or the person that just wasn't fashionable. That was me. Horse racing. I started watching horse racing very, very young because my granddad was mad for it. Didn't help him. He never won anything from it and he lost everything he had, not that he had a lot. Had I not have been following horse racing from a very, very young age, I'd have a hell of a lot more money than I've got now. But I've loved it. It served me well. I've just loved horse racing. I was into it from about 10 years of age. Maybe a bit earlier. The earliest horses that I think I can remember were horses like maybe Major Rose, Persian War, horses of that ilk. I can't remember. That might have been 67, 68, 69, I'm not sure. But 71 was the year I really, really fell in love with horse racing. And my favourite horse of all time, up till about 10 or 12 years ago, and by a country mile, was a horse called Mill Reef. It was ridden by a bloke called Geoff Lewis. I absolutely loved Geoff Lewis. Loved him. Followed him over a cliff. Absolutely loved him. I'd have been 10 the year that he won the Derby. It was one of my happiest days in sport to see Mill Reef win the Derby after getting beaten the Guineas. I was gutted the day it got beaten the Guineas. Gutted. And to this day I still say, had him and the Brigadier met over a mile and a quarter, mile and a half, there'd have only been one winner, and it wouldn't have been the Brigadier in my eyes. Many say the opposite, but I'll stick to my thoughts. That's what I think. I love Mill Reef. Small horse, small in stature, massive in art, absolutely massive in art. They'd have put any other horse down after what it did to itself on the gallops that day. Not Mill Reef. Just a brilliant horse. Great jockey, great horseman, nice fella. Read today he come from a family of 13, Geoff Lewis. I didn't realise that. They won everything that year. What did they win? Did they win the Derby, the Eclipse, the King George, the Ark? Remember the day it beat Pistol Packer in the Ark? The French said it couldn't get beat. It'd have had a weight concession being a filly. Fillies did fantastic at the Ark over many a year in the 70s and 80s. Mill Reef was brilliant that day. I just love the horse. I love Geoff Lewis. Altesse Royale, Mysterious, one of my favourite horses, lovely looking horse. Another horse I loved. I think it was 1,000 Guineas in the Oaks, if memory serves. Loved it. Loved Lewis. Followed him with Merlis. Followed him with Bruce Hobbs. I've looked today, I was only with Bruce Hobbs 2 or 3 years. I thought it was longer. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it at all. But your memory changes as you get older. You forget things. I'll tell you what I don't forget. And I'll tell you folks what's worth going to watch. If you want to see an horse in all its brilliance do something almost unbelievable. Not Frankel like in the 2000 Guineas. No, not Frankel like in the 2000 Guineas. We'll never see that again. You'll never see that in an horse race ever again. In any race over any distance. For a horse to do what Frankel did that day against horses of the quality in that Guineas, we'll never ever see that. But a good second place to that is Mill Reef, the day it won the Gimcrack. If you get a chance, folks, go and watch. After you've watched this, put Mill Reef, Gimcrack in your browser and watch the race. It'll probably be in black and white. The picture quality won't be great. It'll be 1970. As a 2-year-old, I think it's already got beat once in France by My Swallow because it only ever got beat twice. They take it to the gymcrack and it's bottomless. They've had rain, the heavens have opened. They think of not running it, but they decide to run. It wins by about 10 lengths. It's only about 6 or 8 in the field. They're all pushing from God knows how far out. Never touched Mill Reef. Just unbelievable. You realise that day that it could go in any ground and probably would even be better in a bog, because its action and the way it was just fantastic. It just skipped across the ground. It was unbelievable. For such a small horse, it had not so much a great stride, but a very, very quick stride, and had to have. You have to beat horses that look bigger than you. Just a fantastic, fantastic horse. But no, loved Geoff Lewis, I really did. I was gutted when Bruce Raymond passed the other day. I meant to bring it up and forgot to. I remember the jockeys of that age, your Pigots and your Carsons and your Lindleys, your Mercers and all of those. But in days with horse racing, everybody's favourite was Leicester, or if not, Willie Carson. Mine was always Geoff Lewis. Nobody else really felt that way, but I did. And it's weird, who did I come across the other day? No, a year or two ago, on the Nick Luck show there. Who's the greatest agent of all time, racing agent? The guy that, I think it's the guy that used to book McCoy's rides. Can't remember his name. Is it David something? I might be wrong there. I'm sure I heard that he was interviewed one day on the Nick Luck show, and I'm sure he said as a kid his favourite jockey was Geoff Lewis, and I thought, ha, somebody else, not just me. I just loved Geoff Lewis. I just followed him in anything he was on. But Mill Reef, him and Mill Reef, what a partnership. I read today that Lewis said anybody had won on that horse, anybody that day. Just a brilliant horse. Great jockey, loved him. Don't see much of him anymore. Seen him interviewed a couple of years ago. That could have been on Nick Luck, I'm not so sure, but other than that, I'm not seeing much of him, but it takes me back to my youth, folks. It really, really does. Really does. I did have a misspent youth, yes I did. From at least 10 I was watching horse racing virtually all the time, but it was on the back of Mill Reef and Geoff Lewis in 1971. Great days. Great, great days. Never thought I'd see its like again. And then we got Frankel. 2 wonder horses in my eyes. My favourite 2 horses of all time. You can keep your Brigadiers, your Nijinskis, you see the Stars and all the rest. Great horses, one and all. But for me it was Mill Reef and Frankel. Love Sir Henry. Love Geoff Lewis. Love both horses. Sadly, Sir Henry and Geoff Lewis are both gone now, but I can still watch the racing and I can still picture the great races in my mind's eye. It's a great thing to do. That's what's great about racing. Really stirs the blood, it really does. And if you get a chance, go and watch it. Mill Reef in the gymcrack. I think it was 1970. I'm pretty sure it was. Wonderful performance.